Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum to all of London. From the end of January, you and your friends can journey underground to a lagoon where you can sail the seven seas beneath the city of London, questing for cocktail ingredients against swashbuckling challenges. This attraction, called Lost Lagoon, is operated by Bombus and Parr, who are experienced creative pop-up masterminds. Lost Lagoon is expected to become the world's largest underground boating lake. So be sure to commandeer a ship and collect your fleet this coming January. You will have to prove yourself rugged and daring enough to face Captain Morgan himself. Celebrate a cultural jewel in the nation's entertainment crown with the big London Bake Off. You and your friends will have access to all the ingredients and professional baking advice you will need to compete with the other teams. Families are of course welcome, and you can also hire out the entire marquee for hen do's or business events. The Great British Bake Off is of course a very popular BBC show featuring bakers from all around the country competing against each other with various themed challenges to become the season winner. So see how you compare with these season winners for a hopefully fun and tasty night out. Today, Friday the 14th, marks the 100th anniversary of British suffragette success, as well as some of the most historical suffragette photos in British history. In celebration of this centenary, some of these historical photos taken by Sylvia Pankhurst will be featured at Bethnal Green, the same place that featured in those photos 100 years ago. These thought-provoking photos really speak for just how much has changed in the past 100 years, which in the grand scheme of things really isn't a very long time. Particularly in today's political climate, these photos offer an opportunity for reflection on the past and a thought for what might still be to come. So if you're stopping by Bethnal Green, please do stop and take advantage of this opportunity for reflection. The Peripatetic Cinema pop-up screens offered London families a truly magical and festive night out with their series of magical Christmas films. These relaxed, heartwarming nights out can be found by those willing and able to enter the wardrobe to Narnia. Inside you will find hot chocolate and popcorn that will not lure you into the Winter Queen's clutches, but will instead hopefully invite you to a tranquil, relaxed evening with Christmas films such as Elf, The Muppets Christmas Carol, and Love Actually. Films will run from the 13th to the 23rd of December, so be sure to get the kiddos out to the Hackney showroom before the wardrobe is shut. Of national interest is a 2,000-year-old Roman statuette of the Roman goddess Minerva, which was found 10 years ago by a metal detectorist and has recently resurfaced in a far less ancient plastic margarine tub. After its discovery, the statuette was passed to the landowner, who has been its guardian for the past 10 years, until he recently passed it on to the Oxfordshire Fines Liaison Officer. The copper alloy statuette is thought to have belonged to a Roman shrine, but is not the only valuable object found in the plastic margarine tub. Also recovered is a Bronze Age bulla or pendant, which is thought to be only the second of its kind found in Britain. It is not uncommon for finds such as these to be recovered by metal detectorists. In fact, just last year, 93% of finds were recovered by metal detectorists. However, as their recovery process are thought to be less meticulous than those of archaeologists, such finds have sparked some controversy between the two communities. Nevertheless, these discoveries inspire us to be aware of the world's best-kept secrets. They may be in your back garden or in your margarine tub. Is this a real life? Yep, this is no fantasy. Bohemian Rhapsody is once again topped the charts for the third time since its release in 1975. Its resurgence in popularity is attributed to the recent release of the film by the same name, dedicated to Freddie Mercury and the group Queen. The song is now number 11 worldwide, and the film has taken over $600 million since its release just last month. Have you seen the film? Let us know what you think. You can find us on Twitter at CHSDiscovery RTR. Recovery efforts are still being reported for the Brazil National Museum, which suffered a fire back in September and lost the majority of its 20 million piece collection. This has marked a tragic event for Brazil's cultural history, but with the help of the Brazilian government and even international governments, museum officials are picking up the pieces. It is now reported that they have recovered over 1,500 pieces of their collection. The cause of the fire is still unknown, but museum officials state that the 200-year-old building may not have been up to modern fire safety regulations. For many Brazilians, the fire is now considered a symbol of the Brazilian government's negligence, not only of the Institute, but of the arts and culture in general. This is, of course, considered a rising global issue, and organizations such as UNESCO are working hard not only to recover from this tragedy, but from other cultural misjustices around the world. An unsung hero of Palestine, known as the Seed Queen of Palestine, or Vivian Sansor, is hard at work reanimating some of Palestinian cultural traditions, starting with her own garden. The organic climate-resistant seeds that she's working with are cultural and practical gold mines, although politically pressured farmers are still uncertain. In response, Sansor is taking her seeds to the road, reminding people of their cultural roots and recruiting farmers to join the movement. She can now be found at her personally founded Bira Arts and Seed Center, where people can go to take part of the cuisine movement. Sansor has ultimately proved herself to be a truly down-to-earth cultural hero, as she makes a stand for Palestinian culture and human survival. Please let us know your thoughts, opinions, and questions on all of today's topics. You can find us on Twitter at CHSDiscoveryRTR or at our website chsdiscovery.org.